Hi, superstars. It is time for math. We are on lesson 7-4. Represent and explain subtraction with equations. All right, let's look at our first example here. The problem is there are 6 fire hats. Firefighters take away 3 hats. What numbers do you subtract to find out how many hats are left? How can you show the subtraction? Okay, so how many fire hats are there at the start? There are 6. So we're going to use counters. I'm going to draw them to show the fire hats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 fire hats. How many are taken away? Remember, reread that question if you don't understand it. So let's read it again. There are 6 fire hats. Firefighters take away 3 hats. So how many hats did they take away? 3. So I can either put an X in the 3 hats, these 3 counters that are representing hats, and that's going to show that we are taking 3 away. So what does it mean to subtract the hats? So when we say subtract the hats, that means take away. So we had 6 fire hats, subtracted 3. That means we took away 3. So when we subtract, we take away. So we had 6 fire hats, subtract or take away 3. How can we show the subtraction? 6, because that's what we had in all, take away, because that's what subtraction is. Take away how many? 3. So that is showing us that we had 6 and that we take away 3, and how many remain, or how many are left? 3. So if you count the remaining counters, there are 3 counters or fire hats left. Let's move on. All right, let's watch this video to help explain subtraction.
What kind of hats do you see?
Look at the hats.
You see fire hats. How many fire hats are there in all?
All right, let's count the fire hats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 fire hats in all.
There are 6 fire hats in all. What do the counters stand for?
We're using counters for the fire hats. So each counter is representing 1 fire hat.
The counters stand for the fire hats. What could you do to show that some fire hats are taken away?
So when we want to show that some fire hats, or in this case, counters, are taken away, we can mark X's over them, or we can remove them and we can take them away.
You could take away that number of counters. How many fire hats are taken away? 3 fire hats are taken away. How do you know 3 fire hats are taken away?
Well, there are only 3 fire hats left, but there are only 3 counters left. So 3 were taken away because remember, we had 6 in all.
3 counters are moved away from the group. How many fire hats are left?
All right, can you count those? How many are there? 3.
3 fire hats are left. How do you know?
Because there are 3 counters left, and each counter is representing a fire hat.
3 counters are left in the group. Now, let's write this number story as a number sentence. How many fire hats are left? 3 fire hats are left. What is left is the difference between what you started with and what you ended with. 6 minus 3 equals 3. Does this number sentence mean the same thing as 6 subtract 3 is 3? Yes, they mean the same thing. You have learned about subtracting a part from a group and finding the difference.
Okay, let's go to the bottom of our page. All right, let's look at our guided practice. We're at problem number 1. You are going to use counters to model the problem, and you are going to mark X's to subtract. Remember, when we say subtract, that means take away. So taking away or subtracting, you are going to mark X's, and then you're going to write a subtraction equation to find the difference. All right, so let's look at number 1. We have 5 hats, 5 yellow hats. Take away 4. So 5 in all. Take away or subtract 4. So when it says take away, that means subtract. We are going to mark X's on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we took away 4 hats. 5 take away 4 is 1. So let's write our subtraction equation to find the difference. 5 take away, that is a minus sign, and that means you're taking away or subtracting. 5 take away how many? 4 equals, or that means is. So that's an equal sign and it means is. So 5 take away 4 equals 1. And that is a subtraction equation. Let's look at number 2. All right, we have 7 hats in all. 7 take away 5. So what are we going to do? We are going to put an X on 5 hats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's write our subtraction equation to find out the difference. 7 minus or take away 5 is, this is an equal sign, it means is, 2. We have 2 hats left. So 7 minus 5 equals 2. All right, let's move on to the next page. All right, let's continue. We are on problem number 3. We are doing the same as we did on problem 1 and 2. We have 8 hats in all. 8 take away 2 is 6. 8, and we're taking away 2. Remember what we do. What do we do to 2 hats? We mark an X on 2 hats. How do we show takeaway in our equation? With the minus sign. So 8 minus 2 equals how many? How many are left? We have 6 hats left. All right, let's look at number 4. We have 6 hats in all. We are taking away. How do we show takeaway? What symbol do we use? We use the minus sign. 6 minus or take away how many? 5. Let's mark X's on 5 hats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are taking away or subtracting 5 hats. What will that equal? 6 minus 5 equals 1. 1 hat remains. All right, let's look at number 5. 9 take away 5 is 4. So we have 9 in all. We're taking away or subtracting how many? 5. So what do? Mark X's on 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means we are subtracting 5 or taking away. Same thing. So we are going to say 9 minus 5 is or equals, how many hats are remaining? 4. 9 minus 5 equals 4. Let's look at number 6. 7 take away 2 is 5. All right, so we have 7 in all. Take away. How do we show take away? We put a minus sign. How many hats are we taking away? We are taking away 2. We put X's on 2 hats. And what does that equal? How many hats are remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job, superstars. You're doing so good. I want you to continue doing your independent practice on your own. Make sure your name is on there. And until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye.